All right. You ready to go on your little trip?
Okay.
You ready?
Ready.
Got some sexy legs. Did you bring your man his coffee? All right, let's go. You got at least one shot of me, man. All right. Let's go. Okay, I said one shot, not to get carried away with the town. Some of the controlage. I haven't driven your car in like months. I don't even know how to work all these fancy backup cameras and navigation and stuff. Shoot, you're almost out of fuel, Sita. Did you know that? You didn't tell me to get gas.
You need to go get gas.
I guess so. You're having me drive out of my comfort zone and I don't even have any fuel.
Just stop by and get gas.
People are going to be pissed off at me today because, you know, I got a lot of yards to cut, Sita, and you're playing around.
How many yards?
I don't even want to know about it. Just how many. You got the house keys and all that?
Yeah.
Remind me, I got to take your car in to get the tires rotated. I got to change the oil. I got to do alignment. All that stuff. Ooh, Prince, let's go crazy style. This is my jam. You want some coffee before you spill it all over? They spent all week redoing this road, and I don't know why. The road was fine. Couldn't go anywhere, man. I was jammed up in traffic every 5 seconds. Louie. I don't like leaving the land that time forgot. But you know what they say, this life, you're on your own. And if the elevator tries to break you down, go crazy. If I ever get a divorce from you, Sid, I'm going to move over to those houses right there.
Look.
You can come visit me still. Show the jungle. Like every now and then. Like every now and then, if I want craving some strange, I'll just give you a call. Huh? Yeah? No?
No.
I hate these train tracks right here because potholes and shit everywhere. There's these fucking trucks fuck up your car. I live in a small cow town. still haven't figured out what this channel is going to be about. You have any idea? Doing some cherry tobacco right now. Skull cherry. You know what's weird is you got a lot of people that identify with one brand, like it's the end of their life if they do a different brand or something. But let me tell you something. Copenhagen Skull is the same company. It's like, it's always fascinated me, like GMC, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, Cadillac, Chevy. It's the same shit. But yet people identify with one or the other. Skull and Copenhagen is the same. One's the Chevy, one's the Cadillac. I mean, come on. You would have figured people been on this planet now supposedly for millions of years would have figured that out. I'm a retired car salesman. I was a professional car salesman. I sold cars all over the United States. At one time I was ranked in the top 5%, maybe even the top 2% in the United States in retail. When I was, you know, the height of my game back in 99 to 2003. I'd sell like over 30 rides a month. And the average car guy would sell like maybe 6 or 8 if they were lucky. But what made me more unique is I wasn't like, I must have been fired at what, Sita, in my career like 1,000 times at least. I mean, I might be exaggerating, but at least a good 100 times, right? I would just always laugh when I get fired. Because, like, whenever someone would fire me, I'd say, thank you, you're giving me a raise. You know what I'm saying? That's how I looked at life. I just looked at life like, it's my movie. And they're just extras. You know? I think people take life so serious. In the ancient samurai times, if your life was jacked up, you know, well, you know what they would do. They start over. The Eastern view is totally different. You know? You hope and pray and meditate for a better life. But I mean, it's just in the Western world, which we have such a small perspective on the Western world. Because we think like this is all there is, you know? And somebody in, you know, the middle of nowhere in another country speaking a different language, that to us, we're in the middle, to them, we're in the middle of nowhere. And we're speaking a foreign language, you know? But that's why sometimes I wish there was just like no religion becoming the one religion, you know what I mean? Because people take their belief systems too serious, I think. And it's a belief system that gets in your way from actually experiencing life. You know, you use a belief system as training wheels, and then when you get out there in the real world, you know, you gotta kind of create your own belief system. And so that's what I've been doing for the last 50 years, is just kind of creating my own belief system. And by abandoning all my old concepts, you know, I'm like living in the now, and you know, in reality, I'm not bound. I'm like free. I freed up a lot of energy. A lot of energy. Because I don't believe what regular people believe. I do what I want say what I want, go where I want. And I don't know. So I've really lived an adventure. Before I became a professional car salesman and retired from that, you know, I was a professional gambler for a while. Right, Sita? I was formally trained up by trade. I'm an exterminator. I was a California state contractor, owner-operator, owned my own business. And now I'm a lawn care service provider. You know? CEO, owner, whatever, manager, secretary. I do it all, man. I'm really one of the most interesting men alive, I think. Possibly, I could be. One thing I do miss about the west coast of the United States is mountains and stuff. There's no mountains when you get out here. It's just all flat land. All flat. And the freeways are so tiny. I'm used to big old highways. Big old interstate. I don't like being squeezed in a little tube. I did pest control. That's what I went to school for, and that's what I was an owner-operator in the state of California. I was a contractor, state contractor. Did that for 10 years. But back in those days, I was using restricted use chemicals, not like what regular people use. So it gave me a lot of health issues. So I had to quit. And we sold the company in the summer of 1997, and I moved up to Lake Tahoe, to the mountains, 10,000 feet, so I could regroup. Sometimes I believe in life, you need to move away. You need to get out of your familiar surroundings and regroup. I call it going into the cocoon. Do the caterpillar style. You go into the cocoon and you become something else. You re-emerge. And it's life's little way of saying, hey man, you need to go do the cocoon. You need to come heal up, get strong, come back. And a lot of people, I think that's where they mess up on life, because they view life as one life. You know, I view life as like, I get to be reborn millions upon millions upon millions of times. Now, you could say that's crazy, but that's the oldest concept of reality, going back to the beginning of man when they used to write shit down, is reincarnation. So who's crazier? The guy that believes in one life, you know what I mean? One shot, one kill, or the guy that says, hey, if I mess up, I'll start it and do it over again. Better, stronger, faster. Hey, look. Dinosaur world. So I told you guys I was 900 years old. Dinosaur world. Look at the dinosaur. Get that dinosaur?
I think so.
That's Marsha, Will, and Holly stuff right there. Another dinosaur. I'm in Land of the Lost, see that? In the land that time forgot, for real. Now, people drive fast on Florida highways and byways, so you got to be heads up. They don't drive as fast as California, but you know, they do drive fast. So if you come here driving like Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, they might run you over. Because I'm going like, you know, basically the speed limit, and they're like flying, man. They think they're race car drivers around here. So we're heading to Sita's little magical Asian land. It's like Disneyland for the Asian people, where they have specific type of dishes and foods and pastries and desserts that you can't get at like a regular typical Asian restaurant or from a grocery store. It's literally as if you got on an airplane, went to Thailand or Cambodia or Vietnam or China, and got your favorite dishes. And it's very packed. It's like that Seinfeld episode, The Soup Nazi. You get in, they don't even have a menu. And you get your stuff, and there's no prices. They just like make it up. They say, that's $80, please. You're like, huh? If you give them any lip, give them any back sass, it's no more Asian snacks for you, right? See? A lot of people have misconceptions about Florida living. It's very much just like where you live right now. The only difference is it's more family oriented, I think. You know, more core values. Like, for example, in California, all people do is care about money, 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 money. It's like, all right, man, I get it. You need money. Well, maybe if you used your brain, right? And you're like, I'm not going to live in this crap hole in the ghetto for $2,000 a month for a studio or whatever. I'm just using that as an example. It could be New York. Man, you got two legs, you got a brain, you know English or whatever language, go move someplace that's better fitting. I have friends all the time. They struggle. They make good money, but they struggle because the cost of living is so high. It's like, why do you keep feeding into that? You know? It's because we've all been indoctrinated since the time we were little. The grass is not always greener on the other side. Well, look on the other side. It's greener, man. Bam! Just proved you wrong. And so, you gotta take chances, man. That's one thing in my life. I might not have been that successful at many things, but I was always very successful. More successful than most. Always taking chances. Because I always believed in myself. Because I'm powering this meat suit going through the galaxies, and I'm in control, man. You know, I tell my body when it's time to piss. I tell my body when it's time to shit. It don't tell me. And I think that gives me an edge. let's just say you work at a car dealership, for example, a Ford store. Dude, you're not the only Ford store on the planet. Look, there's another one right there. Go someplace. Live your life. Get something you could afford. You could do the same shit someplace else. So I might do some motivational, teachings, but I do really advanced. On my videos, you guys see a lot of tongue-in-cheek stuff. I play a off-version character of myself in real life, not too far from the truth, but exaggerated a little bit. But it's real for the most part. Everything you see. And even when I sold cars, man, customers loved me. Not because I was the nicest salesman, not because I was the best looking salesman, even though I was pretty good looking when I was younger, Brad Pitt style. Kind of like a version of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. But it was because of my belief in myself, and even if I failed, I'd get back up. I'd get back up, because at the heart of my being, my belief system is like, you're gonna have to kill me. And trust me, it's really hard to kill me, because I've tuned my body, mind, and spirit to such an extent, such a high level, that it's almost like it's scary sometimes at the stuff that I could do. I mean, I'll dream about tomorrow, today. You know what I mean? I usually experience the future today. And that's a hard skill. That's a lot of years of meditation. I did many years of meditation. Over 20 years I meditated. I mean, real meditation. Not the stuff they teach you at the Pilates or yoga class. But sooner or later, like a samurai, you have to abandon all teachings, all concepts, and just experience life as it is. And you gotta find your isness. And that's what ultimately, in layman's terms, people are just trying to find their spot in life. Everybody has a power spot. A spot somewhere geographically where you just manifest greatness. And you gotta find that. You're searching for that. There's the Hard Rock Casino. See that? Look. Hard Rock action. Casino action.